Are you considering a move to Howard County, Maryland? Known for its top-rated schools, picturesque views, and proximity to large cities like Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, Maryland, Howard County has so much to offer. But before you pack your bags, we gotta dive in and look at the pros and cons of living in Howard County, Maryland. And we're getting after it right now. What is up, everyone? It's Adam Taylor back again with another great video on living in Maryland. Today we're diving in and we're looking at the pros and cons of living in Howard County, Maryland. Howard County is known for so much and we're going to get right into that, but make sure you stick around to the end.
Oh yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
Because I am going to reveal and give you the prize at the bottom of the cereal box if you stick around with me, my 3 favorite areas to live in Howard County. So let's jump into the pros and cons right now and start with number 1, and it has to be the school systems. Howard County Public Schools are ranked number 1 in the entire state of Maryland by publicschoolreview.com. This just came out. Now, this isn't the first time Howard County schools have been ranked near the top. They're pretty much always in the top 3, no matter what year you look at. And with that said, though, that also creates a dynamic where tons of people are eagerly fighting and trying to get in and get a home to be in the Howard County Public School District. So my friends, pro number 1, great schools. If you're looking for them, Howard County's your spot. Pro number 2 is the flourishing and growing economy in Howard County. Look, it's no secret, and major employers are coming in and setting up shop in Howard County. You've got companies like Boeing, Tenable, MedImmune, and a host of other like government contract organizations that are headquartering themselves right in Howard County. And the government contractors are coming in because of the close proximity to Fort Meade as well as Washington, D.C. So again, with a flourishing economy, great things are bound to happen in Howard County. Pro number 3, it's the location. I sort of was sneaking that in the last segment here. But what's great about Howard County is if you say you're in Columbia and you want to go down to DC, you can get to DC in about 45 minutes, provided there's no traffic. I would allow probably an hour or more to get to DC, but technically looking at the map, you should be able to make it in about 45 minutes. Now on the flip side, if you decide to head north up into Baltimore, it's going to take you all of 30 minutes to get to Baltimore. So again, conveniently located between the 2 cities, whether you want to go north or south. Pro number 4 is your safety in Howard County. Howard County is a very, very safe place. And so much so that Columbia, which is in reality the largest populated area in Howard County, was named the safest city for 5 consecutive years in a row on a survey done on Wallet Hub. Now, we weren't just comparing Columbia to these itty bitty cities. No, we went up against big cities. Like I think there's 180 total cities. 150 of them are your major metropolitan cities, and Columbia was number 1. So your safety is a priority to the Howard County government as well as to the citizens in Howard County. And you're gonna feel real safe, secure living there. And also if you have children, for your children or elderly parents living in Howard County as well. Pro number 5 is your access to Merriweather Post Pavilion. Merriweather is an outdoor concert venue connected essentially to the Columbia Mall. And it's so much fun. No matter what genre of music you like, you can see the biggest acts from all over the world essentially right in your backyard. Now here's an added benefit. A lot of times, you don't even need to go into the show to hear the acts performing because in reality, they're a little loud and you can be walking over at the mall and you can hear the act while you're just going back and forth to your car and almost go stand outside the gates and hear the concert. But nevertheless, here's the deal. You're not gonna have to fight through all the city traffic, whether you're going down to DC or to Baltimore for a concert when the big acts are coming right to your backyard. So you concert lovers are gonna love living in Howard County. All right, look, we are at the midway point here and we're gonna dive into the cons first. But before we do that, if you're finding value in this video so far, look, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that like button down below. It keeps the wind in my sails. It keeps me motivated to keep producing great videos for those of you looking to make a transition here to Maryland. So without further ado, let's jump into the cons and knock those out real quick for you. Con number 1 has to be the cost of living in Howard County. You see, with all the great amenities and pros that I just told you about, the challenge is everyone's like, well, hey, I want to live there, I want to live there, I want to live there. But that increases the cost because it's basic supply and demand. If you only have so much area where you can put homes and businesses, the cost to get into those places when there's high demand is going to only increase. increase to the point where Howard County's average sales price is significantly higher than the rest of Maryland at $475,000. So again, you want to financially be prepared when looking to make a move to Howard County, because it is really going to cost you quite a bit more than living anywhere else in the state of Maryland. The second con has got to be the traffic in Howard County. It's obnoxious at times. That's the best way to describe it. So I'm going to break the traffic down into two separate segments here for you. First segment is going to be your Monday through Friday traffic. If you're commuting to work, whether you're heading to Baltimore or DC, you're going to be dealing with Interstate 95 or Route 295 in one direction or another. And those of you that are going down to DC, I will say a special prayer for you, because it is a pain in the neck to get into DC. Not only do you have to deal with traffic beginning right around the Jessup or Laurel area, heading down towards the DC Beltway, then you got to get on the DC Beltway. And oh my goodness, it's a drag strip on the DC Beltway, and then it'll come to a complete stop. So be prepared to drive on Interstate 495 heading down that way. Now, conversely, going up to Baltimore, it's not as bad because you're sort of going in the opposite direction of traffic, but in reality, a lot of people live south of the city, and that's why Howard County is such a popular spot. Now, let's flip it on over. We're done the Monday through Friday stuff. Let's look at the weekends. And again, because things are really tight in Howard County, even just going out to the grocery store, typical weekend things you're going to do, traffic is going to be heavy, especially in areas like Columbia, where a ton of people live. Or say there's a concert going on over at Merriweather that I just talked about not too long ago. Traffic is going to get real heavy on the weekends. So just be prepared. You're gonna have some time to wait. And the other thing, like last time I took my kids over to Main Event, which is a kind of like a Dave & Buster's type place at the Columbia Mall. I kid you not, and this was probably in the fall. It wasn't near Christmas or anything, but we spent probably a good 15 minutes just looking for a parking spot at the Columbia Mall. So those everyday things that you think you're going to easily zip in and zip out of, you want to pad some time on those. All right, con number 3, it's the limited affordable housing options that you may have. I just pulled up here on my screen the available homes for sale in Howard County. And the lowest priced home in Howard County right now, it's a condo, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. It's gonna run you $168,500. That is the lowest option. The highest priced home in Howard County is $6 million. And this is just publicly what's listed on the MLS. Doesn't include any exclusive listings that may not appear on the MLS. So here's where I'm going with this. The average median sale price in the state of Maryland is roughly right around the $350,000 mark. There are a whopping 17 homes out of the 223 homes available right now that are $350,000 or less. And most of them are condos right now. So if your budget is lean and it's under that $350 price point, you may want to consider looking at one of the other areas in and around the Baltimore metro area. It's unfortunate, but again, it's the amenities that you're seeing in Howard County, the great schools, which drives these prices up. So those of you, again, that are looking for affordable housing options, are going to be a bit limited in Howard County. Con number 4 is the public transportation options in Howard County are essentially zilch. Well, there's a few little minor things that you can do to get around, but you're going to want to have your own mode of transportation, whether you're living in a walkable community, whether you're getting an Uber, or you have the option to drive around and do what you need to do. Because in reality, there's no subway system in Howard County to really get anywhere. The bus transportation is extremely limited. And in reality, it's really designed to help people with mobility issues that are in wheelchairs that really can't afford to get around or have their own specialized vehicle to get around. They have essentially almost a bus service that can help those individuals get around the county. So with that said, if you are in need of public transportation, you've got to live in a walkable community. Something like Columbia and staying close to kind of the Columbia Mall is really where you're going to want to be. Other things that they do have, they've got some bus routes that, you can park at a park and ride and head into Baltimore and points north. That'll certainly help you out. The challenge with that, and I did this right after college when I graduated, I would commute into downtown Baltimore. I was actually living in the Perry Hall White Marsh area at the time. Take the bus on in and then take it on home. Now that's good if you work a set schedule. Well, say you have to stay late. Guess what? You're on your own to find a way home. So you're going to be calling an Uber if that were the case. So just be prepared for that because quite honestly, transportation options or public transportation options are quite limited in Howard County. The next con you got to be aware of are the crowds. It's getting crowded in Howard County. They're running out of places to put people. I mean, for goodness sake, we all want our elbow room to kind of move around. But how this is going to impact you is the biggest thing here. I told you about sitting in traffic. So you're going to have a lot more cars on the road. If you want to go to a concert, you want to go to the mall, whatever it might be, Target, Home Depot, I'm just telling you, like, daily stuff that I sort of do. You're gonna have longer lines at these places and it's gonna frustrate you. So a degree of patience is gonna be required. Those of you that are parents that have students, school classroom sizes are gonna get bigger. And that one-on-one interaction that you may be looking for, that, what do they call it? The parent, or not parent, but the teacher to student ratio is gonna be a little bit higher in Howard County. However, they've got the best schools in the state. It's ranked, it's out there. So don't let that discourage you. Just be prepared for it is my best word of advice. So my friends, look, those are the pros and cons of living in Howard County, Maryland. If a move to Howard County or anywhere in the Baltimore metro area is in your near future, as I mentioned all the time, my team and I, we would love to help you out in your transition, but we just need one thing from you. That's for you to reach out to us. So please give us a call, shoot us a text message, or send us an email. No matter where you're looking here in Maryland, we have your back from Baltimore down the bay to the beaches in Ocean City. My team and I have you covered. Now, before you go, stick around. I actually picked out a video right here that I want you to check out next in your journey to own a home here in Maryland. And until the next video, my friends, I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.